Hi guys, and welcome to Degen BJJ with me, Irish Mike.
And me, Ken.
Hi guys. Well, Ken, sorry about last couple of weeks, lads. A podcast recorded last week.
Yeah, you're apologising to me or apologising to the listeners?
I'm apologising to everyone, because it's just a sorry state of affairs. Apologies for you later. We'll get into that.
But, the lost episode, as we're going to call it.
We had 16 minutes. So what I might do is the next time there's a holiday, the few bits of episodes that we've recorded and not published, I might throw them all into one episode. Okay. And just give it as a bit of a bonus content.
You know, like when a TV show was running out of ideas, they'd either do like a blooper one or they'd do one where it was like, it wasn't, The Simpsons used to do it, it wasn't like a real episode, it'd be flashbacks of previous episodes. So it'd be like, we're going to be doing that to you guys. So
it's just an idea.
If you thought the original content was shit, wait till we try and rehash it and throw it back to you a second time. But no, this is me and Mark back. I was actually telling someone at the gym yesterday because they were like, "Oh, did you just obviously making a joke about mine and your lack of technical knowledge. So like, did you check the recycling bin for the file?" And I was like, I think they were just winding me up, but I was like, no, it's the pod trip.
I can imagine the fumes and fury in your mind is going, "You think I'm some sort of cunt?"
Yeah,
but not saying that.
No, it was Jim who made the joke, so I think he's a general joker. So I knew he was winding me up. But I was like, no, it looked like we'd recorded the whole thing, and then when we went to take the episode off the pod track, it glitched out and I couldn't find it. And then when I've reset everything, the episode was 16 minutes long. And for me, it was one of those episodes that really built, because we went into it like after a week break. We didn't really have a plan. It was one of those where it started off a little bit slow and then built momentum. It was like an hour and a bit in the end as well.
Because at the end we were having a right good laugh and a giggle, and at the start it was a bit dead.
All the good jokes were at the end. So I was like, there's no fucking way in hell I'm going to upload the driest 16 minutes of it at the start where we just get off to that awkward start. But we're back now. We're back after our 2 week break, one planned and one unplanned. And well, to be honest, Mike, if this episode doesn't record, I might have to jack in the whole podcast.
I don't think I could handle it, because I'll definitely, that pod track will be going straight out the fucking window into the Thames. But
you've got some arm on you if you can reach the Thames from it.
It'll find its way there slowly but surely. But so I was away on holidays. Obviously, the whole reason the first break was there, I was gone to Gran Canaria. Bit of Puerto Rico. I was telling everyone Puerto Rico to sound classy, like I could afford to go to South America and I think it caused, like, my cousins and stuff were saying, like, we're having arguments about which Puerto Rico I was in. No one was saying he's in South America, and I was like, no, he's not. He's in fucking Spain. But I probably caused a bit of issues there, trying to sound like I'm a lot more well off than I am. But
I don't know, mate. I think the Canary Islands might be. Some of the stories I hear about Puerto Rico, it's going to be a fun place to visit, but I'm not sure it's like so.
I wouldn't rate it for holidays. I was there about 16 to 18 years ago, I don't know, something like that. But when I was there, it was booming, and there was Irish and English everywhere, and there was nightclubs open till all hours of the morning. And
was that the one in Port? Sorry, I've confused myself here, mate.
No,
I was in which one we're talking about.
I was in
Gran Canaria, or
I was in Gran Canaria, and. I was in Playa de Lingas, though I wasn't in Puerto Rico, but they're only 40 minutes apart. But I went to a pub that I was in that time years ago, and I was talking to the two barmen, and they said that it's only all the Spanish that go there now, and all the people that go there, they all stay all inclusive, because it was fair dead. Like there's 5 Irish pubs there, and it's like a shopping centre kind of an area. And during the day it was dead enough, but there wasn't a couple of Irish people behind the bar. It was grand to have the chat with them. And then the very minute it hit 7 o'clock, there was no Irish people behind the bar. It's all local people, and there was nobody to be seen. It was very dead.
So that's this time when you were out there?
Yeah.
So everyone just goes all inclusive and gets smashed up in hotels, doesn't want to spend a penny. And
Now it is busy because there's all shops there and stuff like that. Like there's kids and all that, and parents around shopping, and there's a lot of shady motherfuckers about as well. And we were warned, like, don't walk home. You hear horror stories, but we heard it like directly from your one working there behind the bar. So whatever you do, and it was only 15-minute walk up a hill, like. Now, me going up a hill, probably wasn't ever going to walk home anyway. But some nights when you're pissed drunk, grab a pizza and walk. Nice, hot,
especially in that, hot
weather,
fucking that tropical climate.
But so that was the holiday. Anyway, nobody wants to hear about that. But
welcome to Degen Travel Tips with Mark and Ken. To be fair, the amount of travel anecdotes I shoehorn into stories, it could be that. But yeah,
we could do a sub podcast. Yeah.
What about the jiu-jitsu while you were out there, mate?
So I went twice. I went on a Monday and I went on a Thursday. I had planned to go 3 times, but
alcohol got in the way.
No, me not being able to. Well, my phone was always an hour ahead, and my missus's phone, Linda, was on the correct time. So I missed one of them by thinking it was later than it was, and thinking, fuck it, it's too late to try and make an effort. I'm not going to be late to a gym that I'm out foreign at, you know.
Yeah, it's nothing worse than being like, it's like training up late to your first class at somewhere. You just look like a dickhead from day one, and it's like tough to fight back against that initial.
I went to the first class real early, and was there about 10 o'clock. It didn't start till 10:30. And when I came in, the Christian, fucking hell, I don't remember his name in a minute, but his missus was running the place, the fella at the black belt that owns the Verdun gym. His missus was in there, she's a personal trainer, like, and she was training someone, and I said, like, I'm here to do the jiu-jitsu, and she goes, later kind of thing, you know. She didn't have a fucking clue what I was, like, no English at all. Like.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, was she just...
No, so I basically...
had no time for you?
No, it seemed like that.
Didn't speak the language.
That's what it felt like. It felt like a bit of both, like. So I just said, fuck this, I'm not hanging around here with this judgy one, you know, I'm going to fuck off, like. But, so I fucked off, got a couple of bottles of water in the shop about 10 minutes away and walked back, and I came in, still nobody there. This is 25 past. So next thing, a few people start filtering in.
So this is like 20 minutes after the class is meant to have started?
No, it starts at 10:30, so it's about 20 past 10. But so some fella said, go in there and get changed. So I went in and got changed, and it took maybe about 11:15, I'd say. Everyone was there that was in the class, and we just started the normal warm-ups. We've done this before, by the way, just so people don't know. We're re-repeating having this conversation, so it's a little bit...
It's tough for you, I know. It's better for me because I'm more awake today, so I can actually listen to you and engage a little bit more. I think I just let you talk at me last week, so the listeners might actually get a bit of better content. But I had this mad idea where we'd try and tell each other stories to see what we remembered, but
I forgot half yours.
Yeah, to be honest, I was thinking about it beforehand, and I was like, that could go terribly.
I could end up just insulting everyone from your point of view, which it isn't.
And I would have intentionally insulted everyone from your point of view. So it's.
No. So they done warm-ups. Warm-ups were more or less the same as what we do. It was like a rectangular mat though, and they went in 2 lines up the middle.
Rather than running in circles.
Yeah. So you did your own rectangle, and one crowd would go left, the other crowd would go right, and you go back in.
Walk the outside of the mat and do your lines and that.
That's it. Yeah, not the kind of lines that you mean. Not them kind of lines.
No, I have no idea what you mean, Michael.
But so it was grand warm-ups. They made us do cartwheels, which I'm not comfortable doing because I can't do a fucking cartwheel. So I'm sure that was great watching for anyone that was there. So we done the warm-ups. They set in, done a class. The guy that ran the place was injured or something, I'd say, because he had a strap on his knee and he wasn't actually in training. Christian Palmas is his name. And he...
Did you look that up? Because if you've remembered that, I'm impressed.
Yeah, I thought... Palma,
Okay.
Christian Palma. So he was sitting on the side, but he has a black belt there, and his name began with an A, and I've fucking searched Instagram trying to find it. So.
You remembered it last week, guys.
I know the other guy's name.
They'll never hear the episode, Mark. It doesn't exist. Pretend. Last week, guys, he remembered it. He remembered it really well. He pronounced it with the Spanish inflection and everything. And then, unfortunately, guys, there's another thing that you have to deal with the week that we've lost. Mike's lost the few fragments of his brain that he'd managed to cling onto after his trip to the Canaries. But sorry, mate.
No, it's perfectly fine. Actually, I should have. But so we done about 6 techniques. It was all no-gi because they were having a heat wave over there. So it was a lot of butterfly stuff, sweeps and takedowns and stuff like that.
Was it meant to be gi and they just said, no, we're going to do an impromptu no-gi class? I wish we'd fucking done that last night.
Yeah, because they said because of the weather, they were just going to do it no-gi for the whole week. Or maybe it might have been farther, but for the week I was there, definitely. But I picked up nice little, I was showing you the little quick armbar from there. And it was nice. So nobody could speak English, but there was this guy with broken English. Ankle was his name. And I know you were asking me last time, was that really his name? Well, that's exactly how it sounded the whole way. I'm not doing him any disservice, but he was sound. And But he was a guy who was he was well hung, and he's not a shorts over spats guy. So that was a bit intimidating.
He's one of the only spats.
Just spats.
One of the only spats crowd. That's a fucking. I know we've gone through our fucking cardinal sins of training partners before, but that's another one, guys. Come on, come on, bruv. I get why people say that, you know.
Yeah, but you know, when we were doing armbar stuff, and like when they pushed the head down to step over, and you're like, just thinking like his dick is on my ear.
I can't think about that, mate. Honestly.
Well, I know it, but keep jiu-jitsu gay though.
This sport is fucking proper gay, and if you think about it too much, you might not want to do it.
Yeah, so
well, you might want to do it more, and then
it was actually very good. But I had I rolled twice with him, that guy Ankle, and then there was another guy called Joel. Joel was a big, massive fella.
So
he was huge.
You got good mix of belts on the mat as well, yeah. Like quite a deep mat, was it?
Yeah. So that day there was one black. I think there was one brown, one purple, and about 6 blues, and there was a load of white belts. There was a couple of kids there as well. Now I thought they were kids, but they were really 17 or 18. Because when I was text G afterwards into the group, I said, "Lads, there's 14-year-olds here doing leg locks on each other." The 2 lads were about 17. Like, sure, you know, when you get older, you don't know who's what age, do you? You fucking just looked all just too young enough to be bothering about. But yeah, so that was grand. At the end of the class, then they lined up. Like the white belts were in one line at the back, the blues were in front, standing in front of them in the line, and so on in front. And then Christian and his black belts, they gave a speech.
A little speech.
Yeah, and it was all in Spanish, like, and my name was mentioned, and Michael blah blah, and they all clapped, and I clapped, and everything's fantastic.
So the only bit you understood was Michael.
Yeah, more or less.
This fucking wanker that's turned up. Yeah, he's a bit of burden on us. I'm sorry you've had to roll with him twice, Ankle. You drew the short straw as the only one with a little scrap of English in your knowledge. So yeah, fuck you, Michael. Clap, guys, so he doesn't know we're talking shit about it.
That's probably it as well. But no, and they were all friendly and everyone was good and that was grand. So the next day, the Thursday...
have we said the name of the place yet?
It was Verdum. It's like Verdum Gym. Yeah. So it was, I thought they do MMA. So the mat was like, the whole gym space is in a basement, and you walk down like a concrete hill to go in there, and then there's like a garage door in front of that, and to the left then is the whole basement of the bottom of the house. That's some
nice storytelling.
And
so you're painting a picture for people now rather than jumping straight into the narrative. There we go, Michael. We'll make a storyteller out of you, yeah.
And on the, we'll say the mat space is probably split 50-50 up the middle of the gym, like. And on the right there's it's an actual gym, so there's like
strength equipment and
it's just like dumbbells, a squat rack, a lat pull down machine, a bench, a few more bits and pieces. I think it's like a bench, a lat pull down machine, you know, those kind of 2-in-1 kind of job. And then there's two showers, the men's showers, and I've seen this in a lot of places, and I don't know why it is in the gym now, but I can understand why it is in some of the bars and stuff. The toilets, the lock of the toilet is drilled out, like as in the handle where the door goes. But in the women's one, you could lock it. So I don't know what that's about, like, but it was something common I've seen all over there. But and then they did a small changing room. Then the mat space itself, which is 50% of the gym, 70% of it is soft mats, like for rolling and stuff, and they've padding against the walls. And then they've a harder mat with bags hanging and stuff like that at the back for the MMA training. So
nice, man.
There was when I went there on the Thursday, then there was actually a fella training his kid. Now they looked like father and son. They were there earlier, and he was kicking and teaching him how to kick the bag and stuff like that. It looked kind of cool, but it was a very family atmosphere as well, because there was a fella about my age, maybe.
You said it was about 45 minutes away from the tourist. Is it more like a locally area you went to?
Yeah, it's in the middle of like all houses.
All the suburbs. Okay, so that would make sense, because like
it's in a proper Spanish
area. The primary industry of the Canaries is tourism, isn't it? So most of the time when you go there, you're in a touristy area. But
no, you're not near anything that resembles anything touristy like in this. But the bus stop was right around the corner actually, because I got a taxi there which cost me fucking €40. And then I got the bus back, which was $2.50. Now, which killed me, because if I knew the bus, I would have got the bus over and back. But
you don't know about it till you know about it.
Yeah. So then I went in on the Thursday, and so it's 10:30 and there's nobody there.
And this is when the class is going to start.
So it's 10:30 till 12, and I'm looking around and going, and I'm changed, like, and this young lad comes down and says, kind of family thing. These two the parents, one of them was my age, and obviously she's around my age as well. They come on with this kid, I don't know, 10 or something like that, and he'd always be doing jiu-jitsu, and they'd just sit on the side and watch him do the jiu-jitsu. Like, it's kind of cool, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and
we get a few people that do that at my house,
yeah,
come in and watch their kids train.
They do, yeah. So, but some people just started rolling on, and next thing, one fella started the class. I don't know what belt he was. He kind of started getting people together.
Starting doing like a warm up.
Yeah, and so the warm up started, but the ankle fella that was with me, the black belt, and another fella were pushing weights while the warm ups were going on. And then a few more people filtered in, and it was about by 11 o'clock, I'd say, the class was actually just about to start. And then the black belt, came off the mat, started teaching some of the same stuff that we'd done, that we'd done before.
2 days?
2 days before.
Okay.
And then he started doing adding an extra movement into it, or a different submission that could be got from the same position. So then that was very kind of informally kind of going.
Felt more like open matty, but with somebody kind of taking a loose lead to it by the side.
Like he was. The thing was, like, he was telling people what to do, and next thing we started rolling anyway. For I'd say about 11:30, and I got 2 rolls, and I didn't want to be asking people then as well, you know. And I was like, what's going on here, like? And then I asked another fella to roll, and he was like, no, he was standing off the mat. And I was like,
he wasn't even wearing jiu-jitsu gear. He was,
no, yeah.
He was a fella that had just come to pick his kid up. Do you want to roll, mate? No.
Yeah. So then,
mad Irish bastard.
I was like looking, but I didn't want to be calling people out either. But then I knew, like, I was planning on going in on the Friday as well. But people were just walking off the mat, and I was like, kind of standing there looking like as if I'm looking for a round, like. And then I asked some fella, and he was like, no. And then 2 fellas were drilling, and then so I think I got a roll off someone else, and that was it. I think I rolled with one of the young lads. Actually spoke English, or no, it wasn't the English fella. It was a different fella. They're just these ripped young lads, like they're full on 6-packed, fucking flat. Do you know what I mean? Like muscly, what would you call them? Long streak of hiss, like a young fellas, like. But they're muscular as fuck, like.
Yeah, and, kids they've just done jiu-jitsu since they're like
and MMA as well.
Single digits, so they're just. Yeah.
So I was talking to one of them, and he spoke English, like he spoke perfect English, and he was saying like he was doing boxing when he was 15 to 16, and then he started doing MMA, and then he liked jiu-jitsu, so he just does jiu-jitsu and MMA now, and he's planning on getting. I said, oh, you're planning to be an MMA fighter? And he goes, yeah. I said, so who are you going to fight? And he goes, UFC, of course. I was like, yeah, you know. But
good lad.
So I went in, had my shower, and I was coming out, and they were all standing around the ice bat. This fella had an ice bat there, so he brings on his own ice bat, puts it there, buys all his own ice and has it there.
Yeah, so it's like a third party company, an ice bathing company that comes in and
just some lad with an ice bat and a load of ice, I think. But
just to go with a paddling pool and a load of ice. It's got a hustle.
One of the Loomy things, yeah. But so he says, do you want to go? They said, the owner, Christian, he actually says to me, do you want to go in? And I was all clean just after showering, and I was like, fuck it, I don't have anything to really jump in. I can't jump in my jocks. There's children here as well, and a couple of children, you know. So I said, yeah, fuck it. So I went back in, threw off all my gear, threw on my sweaty fucking shorts, and went back out and jumped in, because they just went straight out of training and were jumping in and out of it. So they were doing a minute at a go, and he says, go in. I jumped in anyway, and it lasted about 20 seconds. I was like, fucking hell. The cold was so much, like, I just couldn't hack it. So I jumped out, and I was like, fucking hell, Jesus Christ. And they're all laughing, like, there's about 10 or 12 of them there just looking at me, and they're all laughing, like, busting themselves laughing, like, what the fuck's going on? Me swearing obscenities, like, and it wasn't in there 30 seconds, like, and there's these 17-year-old young fellas in there, and they're just in there stone-faced killers, like, no problem. So then your man says to me, no, you have to breathe correctly when you're in there, like, you're not breathing right. He said, you have to go in, you have to, and he was like, kept showing me how to breathe, whatever. So I said, yeah, fuck, I'll do it again, why not? So I went in and I did it, and I lasted the minute. He was coaching me on the breathing. That was grand. So I jumped back out anyway, and they says, oh, so then they were starting to do, they all done a minute round. I think they all did 2-minute rounds, and then they were doing a 3-minute round. He says, you want to do the 3-minute round? I was like, fuck no. I said, I won't, but I said, I'll do another minute again. So I jumped in and done the minute again, and actually went past the minute, because he was saying they were counting down like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know, everyone was counting. It was, I suppose it was great for the gringo fucking who couldn't last fucking pissing time. There's kids here lasting under 3 minutes, no problem, like. But so that was grand anyway.
I do find that, like, that was one of the big things I found training out in South America, was like, they love it when you get involved. Like, people generally, like, even when it weren't training jiu-jitsu, like when I'd go to like they'd have these like kind of street corner workout station gyms or like park workout station gyms, and there'd be loads of locals doing the chin-ups and stuff. Like,
I think it's a culture, a community kind of a thing, isn't it? Not a community, a culture kind of a thing where, like, they're happier for you to get involved.
Yeah.
It's like Irish people in a pub, like, you know what I mean? We fucking chat the hind legs off you, like, you know what I mean? Might know you and we'll be calling you brother by the time we leave the pub, like, do you know? But
so people like people to get involved in their kind of
their
things.
thing, yeah. So it's but it was good anyway, and I did that, and I planned on going back on Friday, but I did because we knew Friday was like going to be one of the last days. We had a fair skinful of drink on Thursday, and I didn't land up going back. But a really good
booze did get in the way at one point.
Yeah, at one point, yeah. But a really great place, like, and you know, if you are out in the Canaries, like as I say, I was in Louise Magner's place in Carlejo as well, like, and they're actually having a seminar together now. Seen it on their Instagram pages.
But between the two spots, it's quite like I said, there's
a circuit there actually.
A cool little grappling community on the Canary Islands. I was going to say, when I was out in Lanzarote with the missus last year, I was going to drop in at a place called Taz, which is
Charlie Heritage went to some place.
Was me and he actually stayed in the same little like Costa Teguise, the same little area that me and my missus stayed, and that was about a 45-minute drive. The main city on the island that gym's in. But they still had weird COVID laws
at the time.
COVID lords.
Lords
of COVID.
Lords of COVID.
Yeah,
them bastards.
Yeah, those damn lords profiting off of COVID. But yeah, they had these. They had these rules, and they weren't allowed to have outsiders in the gym. Like people that were dropping in, they could only have like members that they couldn't sign in new members. So the guy was really safe on WhatsApp, and he was like, maybe next time you're here. But yeah, Charlie said he had some good scraps out there. It's like a very wrestling heavy no gi school, but they obviously train in their gi as well. But it looks like, you know, like whereas our place is maybe 3-1 gi to no gi, theirs is the converse. Which in that fucking heat, who can blame them, mate?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
they do a lot of combat jiu-jitsu out there as well.
Yeah.
Because your man, that Louis Magner, he has all the medals for that, like world medals.
And that's the fella from Coraleco,
from
Fuerteventura. Yeah.
Christian Palma was the other fella. Yeah, but
getting on you with the names, mate.
They fucking. They were recording me doing. Your man says to me, give me your phone number. He said, I took videos of you doing the ice baths. And I was like, oh, that's fucking cool, isn't it? And
you want a video for the gram?
Yeah, of course, like ice baths. You know what I mean? It's the hot thing, isn't it? Look at me, look at me doing something proper for my body instead of abusing it and whatnot. So then I asked him, and he sent me on a 16-minute clip, which nobody believes I lasted a minute, and people probably don't believe I lasted 30 seconds to be fair. But,
if you've heard the rumours, Mike, then no, definitely not.
That's 10 seconds.
But so you got a Lumi spa in order. You got a fridge full of ice, and you're now a daily ice bar for you. Mate?
No,
talking the head off of anyone that will listen to you about
the
benefits.
I couldn't give a fuck about it, but I could see. I never felt it's weird. Like I was saying to you, like someone told me afterwards that I think it might have been Juan from Sarah's, that you're supposed to keep moving a bit while you're in there, whereas I was just staying dead, kind of not moving. All your fingers and your feet, your hands and your feet just go like it's because they have the least amount of skin around them, and sorry, there's someone calling me there. But it's like it's because there's least amount of skin in most bones. You feel the cold right to your bones, like fucking unbelievable. And like when you got out afterwards, it was like my body was after warming up, but my bones were still cold.
A different type of cold. We were talking. Yeah, we were talking about this last week. Obviously, no one can hear it. So, but no, I know how it is from experience. I shot you down last week, so I'm going to shoot you down again. It's apparently the worst time to do an ice bath is immediately after training. Yeah. Because it fucks up your natural inflammatory response. So that fella was not only hustling you out of your...
It was only a €5.
Out of your euros.
€5.
It was also maybe slowing down your recovery. So
I mean, all the alcohol I was having on that holiday, I mean, what's in for a penny, in for a pound.
It's a cool experience anyway, mate. And you know what I mean. It's not something you do regularly. It's kind of like part of the experience of you going and training over there. Hey, it gives you 100%. Gives you that little story. So yeah, while you were in
you were in London Grapple while I was
in the Canaries, I was getting off at New Cross Station, practically the same. being warned to keep my phone in my pocket in case somebody rode past and nicked it. Apparently that's been a little spate at the gym. But
I was told like not to walk home at night, but you were told be careful around yourself during the day.
The gym's actually at Deptford, but from us coming from Reading, it's easier to get off at New Cross, so you walk through it's fine really. I'm joking. I'm just trying to paint a picture that's in stark difference to yours, but it was quality, to be honest. I've wanted to train there for ages. It's one of the gyms that's under the arches. Like it's, I like that. I like the aesthetics of gyms as well. So it's got a cool.
You've kind of got that old timey feel walking in there, and it's all like a piece of history, and then you have a jiu-jitsu gym inside.
It feels like it's part of kind of like industrial London, and then it's got the arches, and it's all white matting, and so it's like got quite a visual pop, and it's a decent mat space, like, because they got two of the arches and the back end's knocked together, and the mat space goes round from both of them, and it was really cool. Ross Nichols is a fantastic coach. Would definitely recommend people, if you're in London, dropping in and seeing it for yourself. It was £20 for a 2.5 hour session, I think it was. It was a 60-minute class in the gi and then a 90-minute open mat. Like, perfect sort of class. Everyone obviously quite familiar. Zach from episode 10, just to plug a previous episode, guys. He trains there semi-regularly now, like a few times a week. Yeah. So he knew everyone down there, and he was introducing us to him. You sat around on the mat, and then Ross like drilling some no-gi stuff, and then just throws on a gi jacket. It's like, right guys, we're going to work on. I don't even know if he did, but I think Izuke had a gi on, but I think he just showed the techniques without a gi on. He still had his socks on. And
I seen that in the picture.
It was class.
I always think fellas with tops on.
No warm up, just straight into techniques. He's like, right, we're doing escapes this week, so we're going to do escapes. Like I think it was 3 or 4 armbar escapes, all of which I've used semi-frequently since then. Like all real good, like the sort of instruction that's really informal, but the details really stick with you because of the way they're delivered with a little bit of humour.
Do you know why I think these things stick?
What?
It's because you get used to being in the one environment. And I think when you have a standalone thing, like it's like, oh, I went there and did that. And just say you might do 6 techniques or something. Maybe 2 things might stick out in the whole 2 hours. And then you're like, I remember that because that was different. I'm doing this all the time, and there's like a repetitive thing happening where you're learning stuff in your own gym.
Yeah, and I also think, some things might stand out because you can, sometimes you'll do a technique, you'll go to a class and you'll do a technique and you'll be like, right, well,
I'm never using that part of my game.
Yeah. I'm the chances of me using that are slim to none.
Yeah.
And then the alternative, you'll do something, you'll be like, wow, that fits right into what I do. So I'm probably going to start using that straight away. So it might have been that, but it was cool. The instruction was good, and then it was, like I say, 60-minute class and then 90-minute open mat. Good mix of gi and no gi rounds. Like we had a few people kind of. Me and one of the other drop-ins, because a group of 4 of us came from Matt House, but Connor was still just after his knee surgery, so still wasn't rolling at that point. And obviously Zach knows the guys better than us, but for me and the other drop-in there were a few like no's when we asked them to roll. I'm kind of like you. I'm not a big fan of asking people to roll when I'm a drop-in. I'd like to be asked, but like. It got
when you're not getting asked and you want to have a roll.
Sat out 2 rounds and I was like, come on, someone want to give me a round, and then like, I'm not good with rejection, so as soon as somebody said no, I was like, right, I'll sit here and wait to be asked. Whereas Rich asked a few guys, but when it is it's a Saturday and it's a 2.5 hour class,
you want to get the rounds in.
I think you do, but I think a lot of the people there might be like
chilling out.
I want to pace myself for the full length as well, and like if you roll back to back, because it was like I think 6 minutes on the clock with a minute break. So if you do that for, let's say we did technique for 20 minutes, right? And then the first round is Ross was real specific on that. Like, look, I think it was more of a joke, but he was like, guys, if you go too hard in the first round, we'll start having to do warm-ups here. So like use your first round as a warm-up round.
Yeah. You often do that as well. Me and you often have a kind of a slower one when we start off as well.
It's like I'm sounding like a broken record now, but the way we do our classes, generally, where you warm up and then you do technique, like you're cold by the time you come, or colder by the time you come to your first round, so you need a warm-up one. That's why I don't mind the idea of going straight into technique and using that and your first round as a bit of a warm-up, because I don't see the logic in warming up to cool down to warm up again. But
yeah, it makes sense.
Anyway, I digress. Fantastic gym, fantastic coaching, and then a quality little taco spot around the corner near Deptford Station. There's like a little food court area. There's loads. If you don't like tacos like Mike, which is
I don't have a fucking clue. I was invited, but unfortunately I wasn't able to attend.
Unfortunately, you were in the Canaries, mate, living it up. But yeah, class, good little away day. It was. I look back at my notes. I think it was I've done a couple to Farnborough early this year, but like I don't consider those away days really anymore because it's like the.
It's just because we're close with Lucas as well.
Yeah, we're close with Luke, and it's like
a couple of lads in the gym now as well.
It's probably the place I've trained most other than, the gyms that have actually been my home gyms over the years. But yeah, I hadn't done an away day since late last year, and it definitely gave me the bug again, mate.
So we'll definitely go down there, myself and yourself.
Loving it. Yeah, Zach was talking about it last night actually at training. He was like, when you come to London Grapple, and I said maybe early October.
Yeah, we'll see what way it is round training with comp as well, isn't it? You might want to be. Yeah,
because I'll be competing at Dorset in a couple of weeks.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm definitely doing a comp as well soon.
Nice, and then I'll hopefully do one. Hopefully do one a month now, September, October, November, December for the run-in for Christmas.
I'd say September, October, November for me, I'd say.
But yeah, we were talking about last week, and we've kind of segued into it, the rip-off IBJJF. I was hoping to do that in London in October, but looking at paying 40 quid a year for the membership and then 140 quid for the reg, it's like I could do. And I know some people will say obviously it's a major, so you want to get that kind of big title, and I somewhat get that, but also as someone who's a hobbyist jiu-jitsu player who likes to get on the sesh fairly frequently, I can do...
Preach, brother.
I can do 3 tournaments and have a few drinks after them for the same price as that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you add in the
it was like I said to you as well, it was, if... It probably is a rip-off, and we actually talked about, like, years ago when our coach was trained, there was only a couple of competitions, like the Open was the Open.
You'd have the British Open, you'd have the IBJJF London twice a year, and you might have 1 or 2 others to go to.
Whereas now there's competition every weekend, and probably Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And maybe multiple competitions on both days. So like things are watered down now, whereas the Open isn't the Open.
It definitely dilutes it, and that's why I think well, obviously the primary motive for the IBJJF keeping their costs high is to line their pockets with money.
Yeah.
But the secondary thing, I think, is it kind of symbolically, I think it elevates it above some of the other general opens because they just make the way that like designer clothing, it ain't like the top end designers. It ain't the material. It's still cotton. It's not like made out of woven,
spun by golden spiders.
Woven gold, spun by like you say, golden spiders. It's just that you add a price to it and it gives it the allure of quality.
Yeah, I mean.
The IBJJF's a crock of shit, and they just give it a price to.
I seen I was on Reddit a bit, and I seen the latest competition that was on, and people being done for the reaping.
Oh, was this the Masters Worlds?
Yeah.
The bad reap calls where people were getting DQ'd.
Very bad.
People that have flown to Vegas, and there were some terrible ones on there.
Mighty Mouse won as well. Him when he's bracket.
Yeah, brown belt. I didn't realise he was a brown belt, but that apparently was his first ever jiu-jitsu competition in the gi. Did you see any of the clips from it?
I seen him. I seen the Absolute.
Yeah, he
he's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah,
so UFC champion, 1 champion. What was he in something else? And like Masters World champion. I think he has another.
I think before he came to the UFC, he won a belt in one of the other.
Maybe Strikeforce or Pride or something.
One of the other feeder organisations. Yeah. But honestly, mate, I don't pay enough attention to the little guys. When he was in the UFC, I followed him, and I followed him when he first went over to One, and then.
He just has that that kind of trip to armbar, or where he.
But that suplex. That suplex to armbar that kind of went viral.
That just made him and I think that was on his way out as well. So
that was on his way out of the UFC. Wasn't it? That was in one of his second to last fight or his last fight. Yeah.
But and then they said the bantamweight division was dying, and now it's massive.
One of the biggest divisions in the fucking organisation. So fair play. But yeah, it was cool to see. It's always cool to see new people on the mat.
See, Conor McGregor got his black belt.
Yeah. I you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to talk shit about Conor because it's low hanging fruit now. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to.
I mean, the man just has everything now. Money can't buy him.
Loads of people have been sharing that quote from him, when he was it back in 2013, where he I want 2 gold belts, a jiu-jitsu black belt, $1 million in the bank, and something like that. And it's he's got it all. But yeah, I mean, fair play to him. I know that there's been a lot of
as there should look.
A lot of people casting an eye, being jiu-jitsu black belt, but you know what, if his coach thinks he warrants it, and,
Well,
you know, it's...
like, I mean, people just slate him because he's jiu-jitsu, but like he's a striker, like, do you know what I mean? And like I used to like suck him off to no end, like before he turned into a complete cunt. But like now I sit in the fence, and when it comes around to him fighting, I kind of get back on myself and my mate Liam Hayes. Shout out Liam, he's in Australia. We used to always say, you on the train or you off the train. So around fight time, you kind of go, look, he's a fucking, what is he doing? He's a fucking idiot. And then around fight time, when you know he's starting to fight, you go, oh fuck, I don't know, I can't wait to hope he knocks your man out, like, you know. And you just end up being back on it again. It's this magnetic effect he has.
And I mean, it's kind of like, there are certain boxers that in their prime had that, and it's, you know, he's one of those. He's an entertaining character. You know, I'll never not tune into a McGregor fight because it brings a certain entertainment factor. But he is a weapon, and but yeah, fair play to him on the black belt. I mean, like I say, anything that gets more eyes on the sport, gets more people into the sport, I'm for. So yeah.
Do you want to talk about your little rant on the mat?
We did the Bank Holiday Open mats as well. I'll fly through that. We'll fly through that recap quick, and then we'll touch on. The rant's kind of settled down a bit now, but
I went to Impact as well. I'm leaving before. I'm not giving them the praise. So as we'd said on the previous podcast, Jimmy is organising every odd Sunday or last Sunday every month. He's trying to get an open mat for everyone and anyone to come. It's free. And just trying to build a kind of good community of people that want to go on.
Yes, that's down in Wiltshire, isn't it?
Yeah, in Salisbury. Salisbury, yeah.
Nice. Yes,
And,
Jimmy knows jiu-jitsu on Instagram. Impact, is it impact.mma?
Impact MMA, yeah. That's it,
yeah. I've not been yet, and it seems like I'm not going to be able to go to this one because I'm competing /.
I won't be at this one either, but it's just good. There was about 10 of us there.
Yeah, you say three of you from Reading came down.
Yeah, Tom and Rob. And we got good rounds, and you know what I mean. And
you said the fella that owns it was in. He's like not belted in any martial art, but fucked everybody up.
JP Taylor, yeah, shout out JP. He said he's going to come on the podcast as well, and we are having Jimmy on as well. It's just logistic. We were planning to go down and meet him, but we might do a Skype thing. But just for people that are wondering, because we have spoke about it, and there's a lot of people down there that listen to the podcast as well.
We've got a load of good shit coming up from there, and then you did that. Their open mat on a Sunday, got some good rounds, and then
had a pint afterwards. Well, I only had the one.
Of course you did.
But because I was driving, you know, there's a little craft place right around the corner from it. So if you're going down, you can quench your thirst afterwards with a.
Is it a warehouse gym?
No, they actually. Well, it's multi floors. So I think I haven't been on the bottom floor, but no, they have a boxing ring, and that's where they do all the boxing training.
So it's like a whole facility as well.
And then you go upstairs, and there's a cage and a load of mat space. And there's toilets and a shower, so like, you know what I mean.
Oh,
and they've got a little kitchen and everything, like, you know what I mean. So
red treat. You cook yourself.
You can make some cup of tea if you want to. Pot noodle. While
you're in there, bring some eggs, and some toast, and make everybody a breakfast after we've had a roll.
But no, it's a good space, and they're great people, and I can't shout them out enough because I mean, that's what we're all about, isn't it? Like giving friends.
Yeah, the whole fucking point we started this for was really to get to know each other a little bit better for the free therapy, and to shout out our mates and out their gyms if we can. So from one open mat to another. After that, we had the Monday Bonanza where we had a double open mat in Reading. Reading now boasts 2 jiu-jitsu gyms that I know of, or Brazilian jiu-jitsu gyms that I know of. Obviously, our home gym that we regularly train at, Matt House, and Sarah's BJJ, which is not far around the corner, to be honest. It takes me 5 minutes to walk to Matt House. Took me 20 to walk there. It was nice. You know, I felt very welcome.
He was sound, yeah.
Felt like I was back temping in the DHL factory because it's got no we're spoilt. We're spoilt in our place because we've got those big glass windows, so you get a lot of natural light. Whereas in there, it was just a little kind of like cubby hole door into a what is an industrial unit, and it's got the warehouse lighting. But
to be fair, I did like there was one point. There was a good playlist on, and there was one point where one of the light at the back was on, and the light at kind of the front towards the door was off, and it just created a really fucking cool mood lighting kind of thing. Doing jiu-jitsu, it's like Twilight kind of a thing. Feel like it was. I actually fucking found it a good.
It had a cool vibe in there. You know, it had a cool vibe. The mats are fantastic. Obviously, they're brand new, but those zebra mats, like I say, I can't. Well, if they want to sponsor us, they can. But I'm going to give them free shout outs. Or anyway, you know, they don't get slippy at all. Even when they're wet, you know, there was a nice bit of traction on them. But they're not too sandpapery. Like
No.
we've got that strip of 2 mats at Matt House at the far end, which everyone tries to avoid drilling on because they're
Yeah, they just take
it's
your
like proper
soul. Like.
sandpaper mats. But yeah, Juan the coach, Juan.jiu-jitsu on Instagram. Really safe geezer. You know, we've been back and forth with him on Instagram a little bit before we went down, so it was nice to finally make the visit. And you know the wicked thing that I actually wasn't. This is a new nugget wasn't on last week's podcast because it's new to this week. One of their lads that was at the open mat, Dimitri, one of their blue belts, was in Matt House Monday and said he was going to be there Tuesday. So it's nice that, you know, we've now got this kind of
relationship that, like, it's not...
Not only have we got a town that can, like, I know it's a big town, but it's still just a town, can sustain 2 jiu-jitsu gyms that both have neither of them, like, to be fair to Juan, I know he started it in his garage, but, you know, it's a decent amount of mat space. You can have a good, like...
No, it is like...
You can have a good 10 pairs on there and it not be an issue. And same with Matt House, there's even a little bit more mat space, I reckon.
Yeah, a lot of nice guys there as well.
You've got 2 legit gyms with nice people that are willing to cross-train at one another and aren't too far from each other. It's like I say, mate, that's
the dream.
Can't be a bad thing. But then, Squishy was running the open mat at Matt House.
Straight after.
So we did 2 hours at Sarah's, and then they kept that one open for an hour. But yeah,
I did think I had 2 rolls, one with Ed and one with Lucas, and that was it.
I did 1 round from bad hearing. I did a little relax on the walk up I had, and I didn't feel like doing any jiu-jitsu at all. I just wanted to sit and talk shit with my mates. But then somebody said, "How's your morning been?" And I somehow interpreted that as, "Are we rolling then?" And I was like, "You fucking bet we are." So yeah, I had 1 round with James, and that was it. He said, "How was your morning?" And I thought he said, "Are you rolling?" And
you heard what you wanted to hear.
So that was, I definitely did. That was the bank holiday. So we're going right back into.
We're all caught up.
We're all caught up. Yeah, I had a rant that I spoke about on the last podcast, but unfortunately that's going to remain in the archives because I've moved on from that.
Well, I think we both have as well. Yeah,
moved on from that. So we've gone through the comps. That was what we talked about. So we've rehashed an episode now, Mark. That's a full rehash. So we are into what should be episode 23. So episode 23 is done, and within that we're now in.
No, this is
24.
Well, this is still 23. Because 22 was the last one.
You're
counting the week off?
23 was the one that was the one that got deleted.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Or disappeared. So this is 24. I wasted an hour of my life, Michael. I'm claiming it as an episode. I saw on I think it was on Craig Jones's podcast, he was saying that he just gives them random numbers now because it will cause people to search for so people will I'll be like, if you just randomly call it like episode fucking 73, people will be like, oh, where was episode 72? So people will Google your show. So it gives you more engagement. So,
do you not remember when we had Craig Jones on? He said that.
Must have been, mate. Must have been.
Was that episode 5?
That was episode 5B, I think. So, guys.
But
we're back to the present day. I think last night was probably one of the toughest training sessions I can remember in terms of like how I felt after it, fucked wise, that I can remember in recent.
Yeah, did fairly deep mat though, didn't you?
In recent years, fairly. It was like, you know, we had a good 3-4 brown belts on the mat. Squish ran the class, so it was brown belt running the class, and we had
Squish from episode 15, I think.
Yeah, well, good, well remembered. You don't remember people's names, but you remember which fucking episode they run. There you go, guys. If you want ever Mike to remember your name, if he has problems remembering things, just come on the podcast. He'll never forget you after. But yeah, we had Squish ran the class, and it was one of those where, like, I said to him after the warm up. Well, we just did like speed drills for warm up, like passing and stuff. Like, you know, just knee cut, and he was just picking random numbers from thin air. So he'd be like, do 20 each side, and
yeah, he does that. He gets in a feeling.
We'd be on 15 each side, and everyone's like, this is a ridiculous technique or sequence to do 20 reps each side on. And then the next one would be like, all right, just 10 each side, and it'd be something like literally just like spinning over the head in turtle, and it's like, this is the sort of thing you could do 20 reps on. But it didn't have much rhyme or reason. But as soon as we were through that warm up, I said, what technique are we doing? He's like, we're not. Are you feeling fit? And we did, I think, about 40 minutes of positional and then half an hour of sparring.
Wow,
That's good. It was an hour and a half class.
That's a good class, though.
And yeah, like, the week before, so I am gonna talk about the rant now, because the week before I did a rant at people for sitting out on the Wednesday, which used to be the comp class. People like coming.
You need to set the scene first, like of how it came about.
What, in terms of me?
Yes.
Maybe, mate. Well, we didn't tell each other stories from when we were on holiday, so maybe you can tell my story about the rant, brother.
So
I don't remember.
Basically, what happened was, I'm going to take you back. It was a Wednesday night.
Fuck,
it was 26 degrees. Everything was calm and nice. The gym was a nice cool 19 degrees. Everyone was rolling happily. Some people were sitting out. Far too many for Ken's liking.
It was one round. It was one round into. It was an hour and a half class, and it was one round into 6 minutes or 5 minutes.
It was actually about the third round, I'd say.
It was definitely not past the second.
No, it was, because I sat out the second, because we had this conversation, which we won't really go into, about who agrees and who doesn't agree, and the questions that we'll just go for the crack. Because you were right, long story short.
Long story short, I just shouted at people because I couldn't find a rolling partner.
No,
I did a shit day at work, and I wanted to have some jiu-jitsu therapy, and I think it was going into the third round.
It was,
of 5.
And there was nobody, only people you'd already sparred with.
Yeah, there were people that I'd already sparred with were available, which isn't an issue, but there were it wasn't just one or two people.
There were 4 people sitting out.
I think there were about 17. They were fucking after class was sitting out, and
I was included in that. So.
And I just told them they should be ashamed of themselves, and I wish I was joking, but I literally got all up in my feelings and used that exact phrase. But so fast forward to last night, we get into, I think Squish put 6 minutes on in the end. We didn't get through them all because he miscalculated. Squish can't. Yeah,
same as myself. I'm not going to hold that against him.
All right, jiu-jitsu coach, terrible mathematician, Squishy Brown.
He's getting abuse again.
I love him, really. He knows it. It's all love. But where was I? He put 6 on, but didn't realise that would have run the class over ending. So we ended up doing 5. But either way, after
still good to do 6 minute rounds.
6 minute rounds after doing 40 minutes of positional, where we were just lining up on the. So there were.
That's a sexy training session.
There were six pairs on the mat, and there were probably about 5 of us on the wall. So whenever the positional drill, whenever anyone had scored points on the other person from the position, and we switched out, it was constant. It was like you didn't really get more than 30 seconds rest. It was class. I loved every moment of it.
Do you think that's like a good prep for a comp class?
I was going to say, for me...
Because that sounds really good.
For me, in comp prep, I would rather that than... Because, I'm not going to lie, when you can have all these wonderful ideas when you get into a competition, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to highlight reel with this sequence of techniques, but, 9 times out of 10, when you get into a comp, anything that isn't your kind of absolute bread and butter techniques that you could do... You're
not going to risk it.
Backwards, drunk, with your eyes closed. Also, mate, I find, and maybe this is something I need to work on for my own competition performance, not tunnel, because I do get tunnel vision on techniques sometimes, and that I know is an issue, but I find that I'm not really looking for anything else in a sense. I'm looking for my A game. I'm not, because that's what the techniques I know are most effective, and that I know I'm going to have the highest percentage chance on. But I thought it was a great class, to be honest. I'm absolutely fucked today. For our non-UK listeners, the UK has a September heat wave where it's those that have listened for a long time will know that it's rather warm in the loft where me and Mike record, so I'm absolutely dripping now. But the combined ache from the training yesterday and the gym and the heat, I'm fucked. I'm delirious. Clearly, I can't even speak right now. But yeah, it was good, and I didn't moan at anyone for sitting out, because, to be honest, after the second round, I went, took a long sip of water, and was like, "Fuck, I could really do with sitting out." And then I had flashbacks from the week before.
You're saying, I can't do it now for a while.
So I just sort of, it was and there was Big Josh, and little Azir, the yellow belt kid. He's one of the kids that trains in the adult classes. I saw that those two were the only 2 free. I was like, Azir, the last thing I wanted was a round with Big Josh after
Ezekiel doesn't go very well.
I did a couple of brown belt rounds, and I was absolutely chewed up already. I was my ego can only take so much of a beating. I need to recover some before before I get back to that. But yeah, it was good. Good training. Unfortunately, you weren't there because Mike's off the mat.
Yeah, back as fuck, mate.
Mike's off the mat and off the booze. Are you okay?
Yeah, yeah, I'm fine. I tell you one thing. Yeah, we were talking today, and I was saying like, well, my back first. I don't know what happened. I think it was I only spared one round. I'm out of workout at the minute. Unemployed, so my mental was fucked same day, and I had one round, and I just didn't feel like I would have been the best training partner for anyone to spar against. So I just sat out the rest of it, and that was when you had the thing. And like, to be fair, long story short, yeah, I agree with you. People shouldn't be sitting out. Obviously, there is cases like mine where blah blah blah. But
yeah, it ain't for me to enforce that, is it?
No,
not for this dickhead.
No, it's not. But yeah, but I agree with you because I shouldn't be sitting out, and simple as that.
I did lose my temper last night. Actually, sorry, just you've triggered it, but I just didn't. It wasn't a public outburst. It was just one to squish. One of my earlier rounds. It must have been one of my first 2 or 3 rounds. I won't name any names, but it was like we were in the finals of a fucking competition. You know, it was a comp go, like proper after all the positional stuff, and you know, it was a proper relentless round, like no non-stop movement, like, you know, lots of kind of just not being nice to each other in a sense, like not being, you know, it was a comp go. It was
probably coming for you.
It was a very good competitive comp go, and I've got no issue with that. But what I've got an issue with is the guy left the mat afterwards and didn't even stay to stretch off, just left. And it's like,
he gave you his all.
If you're going to give your beans that much that you have to leave the gym afterwards, then you've gone too hard. And it's like
we are each other's training partners at the end of the day. You should have more to thank for, even if you're just taking one rest round and then coming back.
And like I was saying last week, which nobody's heard because it's fucking, I keep referring to last week. Because I had the conversation, and I'm so used to referring back to previous episodes. But like I said last week, you know, if you are that fucked, then you should work on getting smashed. You know, let's see how good your jiu-jitsu technique is when you've got absolutely zero strength. And
that's what happens to me 2.5 minutes into every fucking round. But yeah, so my back's fucked. I went physio. It's not feeling any better. I was actually going. We were texting each other today, and I said, "Stop talking to me. You're fucking ruining content for the podcast." I don't know, like when you sit down, how you wipe, right? When you're going to the toilet, I wipe from the back, lads. I get cramps in my fucking lats and all across the bottom of my back. Like I was like,
well, add that to the list of facts I didn't want to know about you, mate.
Do you think like I should go and train fucking 5 rounds of jiu-jitsu or fucking whatever that fucking onslaught would have been last night with a half fucked up back where I can't get off a chair without putting my hands on my knees and I can't even wipe my fucking arse?
No, mate, I don't.
So I think slowly.
I'm sure there was facts you could have given me different. I'm sure you could have given me that.
I just like to tell it raw.
With different facts.
Roar into the mic. I just like to be raw. You know,
roar into the mic. Right. So yeah, what are you doing about it? Are you having it looked at? Are you just going to sit and wait?
Had physio yesterday. Yeah, had physio yesterday. Having physio tomorrow, and we'll see how it is tomorrow. I'd like to be back on the mats Friday night for a double. It's not getting any better, unfortunately. So I don't know, is it a spine problem, not a muscle problem? But I was so, like, my muscles were fucked, like, and I probably need to get physio once a month or something, because you know.
You considered short term, maybe talking to someone that actually knows. I guess you are going to a chiropractor, but
this fella's physio. Well, they do chiropractors as well. It's like therapists on the high street crowd.
I've seen. So yeah, you are speaking to someone that knows their shit. Have they said that you should go speak to a doctor as well, or are they just saying keep coming back here and give me your money?
No, to be fair, your man's an Irish fella as well, and I just said to him, look, can I book another one for you on Friday? Because he said you are very stiff, like everything. And last time I went to him as well with a back issue, he did fix it, and it was muscle related. Because I don't stretch enough and I don't do anything else other than jiu-jitsu, so I'm probably not.
Tell you what Malcolm suggested, which was actually a brilliant idea. Shout out Malcolm at the gym. He was like, if Mike's struggling and also if he's not in work at the moment, why doesn't he come to the morning sessions? Because the rolls are much lower in intensity and the yoga warm-up
that's what I did on Monday.
Might pull his back out and help stretch it out.
And Monday I was fucked after it, even though and it was only 3 rounds. Because I did go Monday. Because I was fucked Friday and I didn't go Saturday and I didn't do anything Sunday. And I said, you know what, I go to Dean's class on Monday. And it was good. It was actually a good class. But what did we do? De La Hiva, and then the very minute I lie down on my back, I'm grand lying down, but having to come up is where it's the painful.
So when you're switching positions,
it's the hinge of the back. Like that's what's fucked. So like having to do all that movement, it just didn't suit me, and I'm just not fit enough, to be honest. And I'm going to come back tomorrow night.
Do you say they tape you up when you went to that?
Yeah, I have the K tape on my back.
Do you think that makes any difference?
I think it's the biggest gimmicky shit I've ever seen in my life. I think it's just for people to say like, yeah, I have an injury, no physio.
I think it's a fancy way of showing off you have an injury, because they always do it in really elaborate patterns, don't they? It's like war paint.
I mean, I didn't do biology in school or anything, and I don't really know much about it, or only fucking certain things for myself, but like surely the muscle is on the bone and the skin just sits on top of that. Like putting a bit of tape across your skin, does it really fucking do anything to the muscle?
I don't know. I talked enough shit about this to you on WhatsApp yesterday, I think, so I did a little bit of a dive on it, and there's not too much substantiated evidence behind the K tape or kinesthetic tape or.
I mean, I can see
there are some injuries apparently it is highly effective with.
That's what I was just going to say. Like I can see where it might be supporting something, but like I mean, I have a strip of tape going straight down the back where we just say, you know the way you've them two muscles that create a valley on your spine.
Yep.
So I've one going down each one of them, and I've one going across
it's like
the cheeks of my arse.
It's the H shape, isn't it?
It's like a H, but the middle of the H is down at the bottom across the. Where your belt would be a little bit lower than where your belt would be on the back of your arse, so from hip to hip.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't think it's what's
I'm sure if anyone out there who guys in the community, if you're more qualified than me and Mike, which most of you probably are,
anyone,
reach out to us, tell us how wrong we are, and tell us why we're wrong. But yeah, like I think, like you say, things like where it's kind of supporting, I can understand how it would help, but
just something stuck on your leg, or stuck on your back.
From my top level Google, there wasn't too much. There wasn't too much. It was like half the research pieces said, "Oh, this is effective," and half of them. I mean, said it was.
We have a saying in the building industry nowadays, and due to all the soft cunts coming on, but common sense ain't so common anymore.
No,
I mean, like I don't believe it. I mean, it's on my back and. Fuck it, like I didn't put it there, and I can't fucking wipe my arse without fucking pulling my fucking lat. So you think I'm going to try and peel two pieces of tape off the middle of my back? It must be off your fucking head. But I think we're all caught up.
So we're going to leave it about Mike not being able to wipe his arse now. We can't go out on that.
Yeah, I'm also unemployed and looking for a job. If anyone's looking for a groundworks project manager,
yeah, but we've got loads of listeners that are listening for that, Mark.
Please help.
Fucking hell.
I'm after drinking the fucking same week. I'm after drinking fucking unemployed.
Yeah, I can't do jiu-jitsu. What a shit time to not be able to train though when you're between jobs, eh? At least you got the weather for it, eh?
Yeah. The weather for what? Oh yeah, I love sitting in under a tree in the fucking shade, sweating my fucking balls off. I'd rather be in a beer garden cooling them balls with the moisture from
How do you drink your pints?
Well, like you rest it in between your legs. And just,
okay. Fair enough.
I don't drink like that. But
there's an answer there that doesn't involve.
Yeah, but like I was saying it to you, and like this is legit. Like I mean, in my whole adult life, right, I can't remember a time where I didn't drink consistently. And in the last 10 years, like for 100%, like I could say this in court, I haven't given more than 2 weeks off the drink.
Until now.
No, I haven't hit 2 weeks yet. But
what are you on?
I'll probably be 2 weeks this Friday. Yeah.
Fucking hell! Should we have a drink to celebrate?
How about Saturday after training instead?
Yeah, mate.
I mean, this is it as well. I can't go to the pub now because I this is another thing. Like as an Irish person, we're the most uncomfortable ever when
and someone comes into the pub and doesn't drink.
Yeah, especially like if you don't drink anything. Like if sometimes you can get away with a Coke in a vodka glass. I'm like, oh, maybe he's drinking a vodka and Coke. I'm not going to ask him because I'm not going to let him know how autistic and weird I am.
You never get a J2O? You're not a fan of a J2O or a passion fruit like you're 4 years old?
Like I'm like this, right? If you want to go for a drink, go for a drink. Now, the people I've met in my life that don't drink are absolute fucking nutters, right? So I can understand why they're in the pub, and they have substance abuse issues as well, which contributes to at least something. They're getting fucked up in some way. But when like the social aspect of
Let's
the
not
pub,
look down our nose at them.
They'll be looking up their nose from the table where it's stuck. But anyway, no, it's just pure weird. So like you won't see me in the pub. unless I'm drinking. I'm dead against it. And keep your children
Definitely.
out of the pub as well.
Sounds
We don't
healthy.
want to hear them. Yeah.
Sounds healthy. So we're all caught up. We're gonna plug some shit and then call
Yeah,
it a
yeah.
day. Is there anything else you wanted to go through? Any other things you want to get off your chest? No one's listening now, mate. We're approaching the hour mark, so honestly, this is the perfect time for you to vent about everything that's going on in your life. And
We have a couple of exciting things in the pipeline. You might have seen it on the Instagram. We'll have Callum Eleanor.
Cal Pacino.
Yeah, he'll
MMA.
be on some stage. We're going to have JP Taylor from the owner of Impact. We'll have Jimmy knows jiu-jitsu from
Jimmy Wheeler.
Jimmy Wheeler, yeah. He's big on the competitive scene as well. We're looking at having Suzanne. She's blowing MMA as well. She does MMA and jiu-jitsu. She's trained about 8 or 10 years or something.
She brown belt.
Could be now. She was purple when I met her, so probably, yeah. I won't say, like, she's hard as nails. Like,
looking forward to meeting these people as well, hopefully, and getting to know them, because this is all your connections. Well, Cal Pacino came through
Tom
Lucas and that Show Yo Roll event in London, I think. That's how we met him.
I think he messaged him drunk one night.
Did he?
Yeah,
It was a message. Fair play. I thought he met him drunk at that event.
Yeah, and
or maybe he messaged him drunk at that event.
I think Josie from Enyo Grappling is going to. She's the founder of that as well. She's going to come on, and a few other things in the mix. We just have to organise them, get our ducks in a row, and
obviously anything else that people want us to talk about, drop it in the chats, drop it in, fucking engage with us, guys.
Yeah, if you know anyone like has a gym or people that compete a lot and they want to get on, or you think they're an interesting character, we're just up for sharing the community and getting people out there, even to our little subsection, which might grow it in someone else.
Interesting shit that isn't directly related to jiu-jitsu but has crossover.
Yeah.
Things like different areas of fitness, things like that we might be able to board a head off of them by drawing comparisons to jiu-jitsu while they talk about their area of expertise. Something like that.
Yeah. So that's basically it.
Cool, mate. Well, so obviously, as always, Salt and Storm, Mouse's brand, they've got another pre-release out that's
he dropped another
they've got 2 rash guards out now. The second one is slightly less niche, slightly less homoerotic than the first, so I've checked that out. It's still medieval art based, so it is quite.
Is there a tiger
niche.
on that one?
Yeah, it's
cool. Yeah,
I think it's got some tigers fighting or eating someone, something like that. But not like in the kind of, what he's setting out to do. He's definitely got his vision when it comes to the kind of classic medieval art and bringing that into the rash guards. It's not the classic. You see so many rash guards that are cliche and have the same animal prints on and stuff like that.
His is definitely its own thing.
It's very much its own
good
thing. But if you do want those cliche, shitty, well, I don't want to say shitty, but if you want those cliche, played out,
you can't unsee it,
plagiarised rash guards, then you can also use code DGen10 on X Marshall.
Yeah, I mean, they have all the stuff that's copied from everyone else. My own OnlyFans rash guard is copied from Craig Jones's idea, and I wear it to every no-gi jiu-jitsu. So, and lads, we need the fucking money. So, you know what I mean? Just fucking buy a fucking rash guard or 2, yes? Or else you can't buy me a pint down the pub now because I'm off the fucking beer.
Yeah, so this is the only way you can really give back to us, guys. So we accept cash donations in person, or also you can buy using our code. But yeah, obviously, Mike, where do people get at us if they want to engage? And
yeah, so it's a Degen BJJ Pod on everything. So Degen BJJ Pod at gmail.com if you want to get in touch with us about sponsorship or anything like that. We might have another collab coming in, another code fee, 20% code off on something else. We'll talk more about that next week. That's me done. Fuck it, everything. And lads, look, just listen, click the likes, the follows, all that crap.
All that good shit. Like, follow, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating. Even if you think we're shit, give us 5 stars. Come on, guys.
Yeah, support your boys.
Well, it doesn't cost anything. Don't act like it's a hardship. But yeah, seriously, join the WhatsApp chat. Like, jokes aside, it's a good little community coming together there. We're talking lots of shit, but also, some wholesome stuff too. So if this one doesn't record properly, you'll probably you'll never hear it. So.
No, yeah, and we won't record another one, and you won't hear us say this.
Never hear from us again. So yeah, let's hope it does. Well, maybe some people are quietly hoping it doesn't. But as always, guys, much love and play it to your nan.
See you guys.